So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I want to check out our newest Sentinel, Taxon, which you get by finishing the Earth to Venus junction. It is reward number 5. And of course, while I'm at it, I'm going to check out the Artax, which is the weapon that you get once you build Taxon as well. Now, Taxon is the 5th reward on the Earth to Venus junction. So to get him, you have to finish the War's prize quest, collect 20 mods, apply 4 mods to a single Warframe or a weapon, upgrade any mod to rank 2 or higher through the fusion process, and defeat 3 Eximus enemies on Earth. And don't worry, if you've already completed the junction, before Taxon was added, Lotus is just gonna mail you the blueprint. Now, unless you bought the Sentinel right off the bat with Platinum, this is the first Sentinel you're gonna get, so he is very cheap. He only needs 15,000 credits, 500 ferrite, 200 polymer bundles, 200 rubido is apparently how you're supposed to pronounce that, and 1 neurode. It's going to take 24 hours for him to build, and if you want to rush it, it's going to take 30 platinum as well. Now, Taxon comes with 2 different preset mods. The first one is called Retarget, and this is the standard attack preset mod, so it will just cause it to attack the first enemy it sees within 30 meters of you. The second and infinitely more interesting preset mod is called Molecular Conversion, and this will just blast an enemy within 10 meters and convert 200 damage into shields for you. Now, the awesome thing about this, as you can see on the screen right now, is that it stacks overshields, which is really good. Especially when combined with Warframes that either rely on shields to tank damage, so Warframes that don't have a lot of armor like Mag, or Warframes that can protect those overshields, so Taxon can stack them up to full. So if you're running with something like Icy Avalanche Frost, you will have full overshield. So when suddenly your Icy Avalanche shield goes down, you have loads of overshields to tank the damage. And I mean, it's not just those Warframes, every Warframe will benefit from overshields, which is why this was a great choice for a Sentinel that you get very early on. Now, Artax, the weapon you get with Taxon, is a beam weapon that may seem like a complete waste of time at first glance. Okay, it fires 1 round every second, it has 100 rounds in the magazine, 1.5 second reload time, it does 5 cold damage per second, it has 2% crit chance, 1.5 times crit multiplier, and it only has 3% status chance per second. So based on the stats, this is just a waste of time and a half. However, no matter what you do with this weapon, it will proc cold on everything it hits, and it doesn't matter if you add something like thermite round, so you change the cold damage into blast damage, it will just proc cold damage and every now and then blast damage as well. And also radiation. I don't know why or how, but every now and then it just decides, you know what, screw cold damage, let's do radiation instead. And this makes the weapon incredibly useful because it's awesome for crowd control. You don't even have to put in any mods, you can just leave all the slots blank and it's still gonna slow absolutely everything it touches. And I'm not sure if this is a bug or not, but if it's not, damn, I may use this weapon for sorties. Though the weapon isn't the biggest fan of Bouben's Bastille, as you can see right here. Now, you may be looking at this and going, you've gone lazy, mate, you've gone lazy, because I usually just overformat everything I get to get like the perfect build, but this is a Sentinel designed for new players. And I'm pretty sure that a new player that finally finished the Venus junction is not gonna go, you know what, I'm gonna put 5 format onto Taxon and 6 format on the Artax. So I wanted to see how they will perform without any format. Now, yes, I do have potatoes on them because that's just how I get them. If I get something from DE, it already has potatoes. Now, the way I set this up is molecular conversion first. So the first thing Taxon will always try and do is give me some overshields. Then I slept on accelerated deflection because after adding the 3 defensive mods, I had some mod capacity to spare and I didn't want to use things like Mediray and Fired Up and Animal Instinct because you're probably not gonna have those by the time you get to the Venus junction. Then I've added Retarget, which you kind of need, otherwise Taxon isn't gonna attack anything. Then Vacuum, so he vacuums items and I don't have to run all over the place. Calculated Redirection, Metal Fiber, and Enhanced Vitality, the 3 defensive mods to beef him up a little bit. And I kind of forgot to mention this, but Taxon is not a squishy Sentinel by any means. He has the same stats as Helios. And the final mod I added was Regen, so if he dies, he will regenerate. And the same goes for Artax as well, a 0 format build with just a potato, and I just added Iteration for damage, Split Chamber for multi-shot, Speed Trigger for fire rate, which helps a little bit with the damage even though it's still very low, and Hellfire with cryo rounds for blast damage, which he doesn't proc an awful lot, but every now and then he will knock the enemies on their arse. If you have dual stat mods, I would go with thermite rounds and rime rounds for blast and high voltage for electricity, so on top of it proccing cold on everything it touches, it can also proc blast and electricity for more crowd control. Now, I must say I'm a big fan of Taxon, and not only because it actually shows players that they can get Sentinels, not just Kubros, because I remember when I started playing, I had no idea I can get Sentinels without paying Platinum. I thought I just get a Kubro and that's it. If I want a Sentinel, I have to buy it. There was literally nothing that would show you that, yes, you can actually buy a blueprint from the market and build a Sentinel. I was extremely happy with the performance I got out of Taxon when I was just leveling it in random acolyte missions. And the more I played with it, the more I wanted to put Forma onto it, because if I don't need the ammo mutation from Carrier, and I don't need scans from Helios, this is a fantastic choice for a Sentinel, because overshields are always good. And I really like that you don't need the Forma. You can add Forma so you can add some utility like Animal Instinct and stuff like that, but you don't need Forma to get the basic functionality of the Sentinel. And Artax is upset already, you can leave that weapon blank and it's going to be useful with all the code procs. So whether you're a new player and this is your first Sentinel, or you're a veteran and you have all the Sentinels and you have Forma on all of them, you should definitely give this one a try. It is really damn good. That's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.